Cert 6. It's been a week. I've been behind bars for a week and it is beyond what any words can explain. I feel dirty, I feel lost and definitely out of place. I cried on my second night here. The next day I just accepted it, and now, I'm on the verge of accepting that I will stay here for the rest of my life. When my case was presented in court 2 days ago, I was not granted any bail or anything. It was shifted to next month due to Mr. Jane's critical situation. It was said that he is in a coma, but Menzie tells me that Jane is not in a coma and he is in China. Right then I knew Jane will make me suffer. I think I have suffered enough already. My body is heavy and I have scars on face with a blue eye that is starting to heal. I was beaten up in the bathrooms after having a shower. I don't know what for, because I have never bothered anyone since I got here. They call me Goldilocks. Some inmates are very kind and loving, yet some are evil and have no remorse. I couldn't even fight back. I have never ever even fought my entire life. Who am I to start fighting now? Especially against jailbirds. Kamil and Menzie are doing their best and Mr. Lithuli, yet Jane has the entire justice system eating at the palm of his hands. Kamil didn't come to see me for the past 2 days. I was hurt until Menzie told me he has went to China with one of his workers. I knew he is going to see Jane the minute he told me that. We were cleaning the ward and some had went to the gym. I chose not to go there and they let me because that's where all the fights start. Keth, I wish I had the chance to bury my child. Her story still hurts me to this day. She cries each and every night. Me. I'm so sorry. Keth, tell me, why are you treated specially here? I mean, I'm also here because of you. Me. I know someone who knows people. Keth, that means you'll be getting out of here before I do. Me, maybe. Keth, please, when you get out of here, bury my child. Me. What? Keth, I'll never be at peace knowing my child wasn't buried with dignity. She was just still 4 months old. Tears just filled my eyes and I nodded. I listened to her as she talked about her life. Kethelo and I had the best relationship ever. Me. Who is Kethelo? Keth, that idiot I was married to. We were a cute couple. People looked up to us. We were all over social media. People named us the power couple and we had so many followers. Apart from being famous as the KXK couple, what we displayed on social media was exactly how it was in reality. We were head over heels. He loved me and I loved him. We would never sleep with one angry at one another. We talked, laughed and fought like every other couple. I remember when he proposed. We were in Jamaica at the beautiful island beach. The setup was beautiful. I thought I was in a movie. There were never moments that made it seem like he was too good to be true. He was genuine, never cheated nor beat me up or anything. I sometimes called him Softy because he would get very emotional. He really loved. Our wedding day was a dream wedding. Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect and we had our first child after a year of being married. He loved Nosipho so much. She was his princess. My child wore brand names from birth, custom-made clothing. That man took care of me and our child. I didn't even work. He owned a business which he inherited from his mother. He wasn't that rich, but he could afford us and afford to spoil us. Me. Sounds like you were living a dream. What happened? When did he change? Keth, he didn't. I woke up and my hair was a mess. He told me to go to the salon and spa to pamper myself because I had been exhausted and babysitting every day. He took the day off so he can remain home with the baby while I go and spoil myself. I agreed. I had left him with Nosipho once or twice before, so I wasn't hesitant at all. I went to the mall. First thing I did was my nails. When I had to pay I checked my wallet and saw I had left the card at home. So they know me at the salon and they let me go fetch the card and come back and pay. I did so. When I got home they were peacefully sleeping and I got the card then left again so I can do my hair. There was a girl named Bongiwe, only she did my hair because she was just perfect at what she does, so when her colleagues told me she was off sick I just decided I'd do my hair another day, so I wanted to go shopping. But as I walked to the space someone spilled coffee on me. I was irritated and I went home. I heard him huffing and groaning out loud. I was sure he was cheating on me and having sex with some bitch in our house. Little did I know it was our little Nosipho. When I got in she was already dead, just laying there, while he penetrated her and there was blood all over. His eyes were closed and I slowly walked to the kitchen and took a knife. I stabbed him on his back, stabbed him all over. I cut off his penis and stabbed him while screaming. Once I was satisfied, I saw that he was dead and I felt no remorse. The man killed my child. I took my daughter and kissed her forehead. She was cold, no pulse, nothing, just dead. My neighbors came in and they called the police. I was arrested for murdering a rapist and murderer. Keth killed my little Nosipho. One of the female police was begging her colleagues not to arrest me. I left my baby in her hands as she cried. And that was it. I don't know where they took my baby, nor do I even know what happened to that bastard. Me. I'm so sorry Ketokul, I don't even know what to say. I was a mess, snots, mucus and tears all together. Ketho. When I think of it now, leaving my card at home wasn't just a mistake. Bongiwe being off sick and that lady spilling coffee on me wasn't all just a coincidence. It was God showing me signs, telling me to go home before he rapes my baby, but I didn't listen. Had I just went straight home, nothing more, maybe I would have saved her. Maybe I would have come home before he did anything. Couldn't he just rape me? What sexual satisfaction did he need? Because we were very intimate. We had sex almost every day. What would he be wanting from a little infant? Couldn't he go cheat? Rape is a hurtful thing, but couldn't he go rape his peers than a little infant? His own flesh and blood. He is no human being but just a monster. We were disturbed by the warder and he told me I have a visitor. I was escorted to the visitor's room and there was Menzi and some lady. She looked so natural and beautiful. Her smile was breathtaking. She had a ring on her finger. Her husband is one lucky man. Menzi, your face is messed up, you were even crying. Did they hurt you again? Me. Relax, they didn't. I was just stressed. Menzi, this is Advocate Zulu. Me. Hi Advocate Zulu. Her. That's so formal, call me Intokozo Zulu. Me. Okay Intokozo, where is Bonga? Intokozo, he's not in the country. I took your case and met with the judge earlier on. You're free to go home, but you'll be on house arrest for a few days just till we can sort everything out. Me. What? I'm going home. Intokozo. Yes you are. And then I remembered. Me. I can't go home. Menzi, what do you mean? We miss you. Funeka and Ntombi are worried sick about you. Me. I can't leave Ketho here. Intokozo. Who is that? I told them who she is and briefly explained her story. Intokozo was emotional and crying. Me. We have to help her, she needs to get out of here. Menzi. X. Toy. Bring Ketho here. Warder. Show boss just like that. He has authority even in jail. Ketho came looking so scared and stood behind me. Intokozo. Sit down please. Ketho. My name is Intokozo Zulu. I'm a lawyer and I'm here to help you. I will get you out of here. Ketho just cried and I held her. Me. She will help you, you'll get to go bury your child. Ketho, I'm arrested for murder. I have to serve 25 years. In Tokozo, I have dealt with similar cases, women who faced life imprisonment. Please, just trust me, I got Nosipho out, I will do so with you too. Ketho, you're leaving me. I'm not leaving you behind, Menzi. You have to Nosipho, or the both of you will stay here for the rest of your lives. Do you want that? Us. No, in Tokozo. Then trust me, just hold on one more night, Ketho, just one more. Ketho, one night seems too good to be true. In Tokozo, trust me, I work with tycoons. We laughed a little and I chose to trust her too. Ketho smiled for the very first time. This advocate Zulu better not disappoint us. After an hour I was at the doorstep of Kwanel's house. When I got in, Funeka and Ntombi attacked me with such a huge hug. Me. Let go. I can't breathe. They hit me playfully and wiped off the tears. Kwanel was standing there, in a black suit looking all formal. Kwanel, welcome home, I laughed and went to hug him. He held me tighter and for a while. It felt so good to in his arms. I was safe and I was really home. I tried letting go but he didn't budge. He held me tighter and then his hands caressed my cheeks while I looked deep into his closed eyes. His lips touched mine slowly and they were so cold yet so sweet. He kissed me slowly and passionately. I kissed him back. What was happening? Why was he kissing me? We kissed for a while and I moved back. Kwanel, I'm sorry I couldn't get you out quicker. I nodded. I couldn't speak. I was still dumbstruck from the kiss we just had and I needed answers to all the questions in my mind. Insert 7 to say things are awkward between Kwanel and I would be such an understatement. I kept on avoiding all sorts of contact with him. I know he cannot see me but he knows when I'm near him. I waited till he left the kitchen. My stomach was grumbling, I needed to eat. He left and I quickly rushed in. I sighed and made my sandwiches. Kwanel, you could have just used the kitchen on the second floor. Shit, he's back in here and standing behind me, UHM. It slipped my mind. That was such a stupid reply, but okay, I've said it. Kwanel, you're failing at running from me. Why do you wanna avoid me? Me. I'm not avoiding you. Why would I avoid you? I tried to defend myself but I think I'm failing. I don't know what this sudden effect he has on me means. I don't know why I'm feeling this way and I can't even explain it. He came closer and I kept on moving closer to the kitchen counter. My knees were feeling weaker and weaker. Each time he moved closer to me. Kwanel, talk to me. Nosipho, what did I do wrong? Me. Nothing, you did nothing wrong. Kwanel, do you regret what happened last night? Me. UHMM, no. Yes, no. Kwanel, I'm going to ask again. Nosipho, do you regret what happened last night? He was too close to me, his lips were close to touching mine. Me. No, I don't. I think I answered him firmly without fumbling. Me. Good. Get ready, we're leaving in an hour. With that said he just left. I finished up my breakfast and went to get ready. We were going to court for Kethio's hearing. I must say, I feel very nervous about it, but I trust Advocate Zulu. After getting dressed in a black dress and purple coat with black boots, I went downstairs and waited for Kwanel and Menzi. Funeka was busy in the kitchen and I don't know where Ntombi is. Me, where is Ntombi? Funeka. They went to get breakfast with Menzi. I nodded and watched TV. After a few minutes they came in. I wasn't hungry but hey, they brought takeouts from Fisherways. Who says no to hake and prawns? Not me. We ate and Kwanel came downstairs. Funeka, want to eat bro? Kwanel, no thank you. I'll eat later. Finish up so we can go. He seemed down for some reason. We continued eating while I kept on stealing glances at him. It's a good thing he can't see me. If he did, He'd think I'm crazy. In an hour we were all on our way to court. I was in Funeka's car and we were just driving in comfortable silence. When we got to court I quickly rushed to Advocate Zulu. Me. Morning, may I please give this dress to Ketho? I want her to look presentable. Ntokozo, how thoughtful of you, I'll go give it to her so she can change. Thank you. We went to our seats and after a while she came out looking beautiful yet her face showed how much pain she is in. She's too light-skinned, her face is red now with grey eye bags. I'm too dark, my face doesn't even show any red cheeks when I blush or something. She saw me and smiled a bit. Advocate Zulu was talking to Kwanel, Bonga and some lady I don't know. The judge came in and we had to stand up then, settle down. Ntokozo and this other lady presented her case and they had a strong case. I don't know much about law or anything else but I was positive, I had to be. There was a mini break and we'd hear what the judge has decided. We all stepped out and there were some journalists taking pictures. Me, why are they taking pictures? Lady, you are being presented by famous lawyers. Plus, Ketokul's story is a big story that needs to be out there and recognized. Action should be taken. And she should be set free. By the way, I'm Advocate Buthelezi. Mrs. Snanlanla Buthelezi, I work with Ntokozo. Me. Do you think she'll win the case? Snee. Most definitely. Kwanel, I found where they've been keeping her daughter's body and husband's. Me. I doubt she'll care about Kethalo's body. Ntombi, some men are just too cruel out there. Raping your own child, an infant for that matter who hasn't even fully formed properly. Funeka, it is just disgusting and depressing. Ntokozo, we just hope that one day, she'll be able to recover from all this. Menzi, therapy will be good for her. Kwanel was just awkwardly silent and this thing of feeling like he's looking at me keeps on happening. After an hour we went back in and they proceeded, Mrs. Zuma will be granted bail of our 40,000 and all charges will be dismissed. Thank you, the judge said. I gasped, really, so much money? She had to kill that bastard. What she did shouldn't even be considered as a crime. Ketho just cried and I did too. Kwanel, get the money in my car. Funeka. Funeka. Yes Booty. Funeka responded and she went out. He will pay the bail money. He held my hand and squeezed it. Funeka came back and handed over a briefcase to Menzi. Kwanel and Menzi went to the lawyers while we sat and waited. Ntombi, let's go wait in the car. Ntombi suggested and we went out. We were just silent waiting to see what will happen next. They came out with a crying Ketokul and she ran to me. She hugged me so hard and I laughed in between tears. Me. Hey, stop crying now, it's all over. We're not pricenses anymore, Ketho. Fat Teboho won't bully us anymore, Ketho says and she laughs loudly. Menzi. Oh, she can laugh. Funeka. Shut up, Menzi. Menzi. What? She has a cute laugh. Unlike someone I know. Me. Whatever, Menzi. You just know how to spoil sweet moments. Bonga. Well, let us love and leave you. It was good to meet you. Zondi. We'll talk soon. Ketho. Thank you very much, Mr. Lithuli, Mrs. Zulu and Mrs. Buthelezi. I really appreciate your help. And thank you both, Mr. Zondis. Snee. It's a pleasure. We always aim to make the world a better place. We said our goodbyes and they left. Kwanel. Drive to the house. We'll all meet there. Again he just makes a demand and we listen. He is still in his foul mood, maybe something happened. I drive Funeka's car since she said she's lazy and she drove when we came to court. Apparently she's not used to driving herself, she has a driver. We got to the house and I went to pack my bag while everyone settled at the lounge. I put it in my car and went over to everyone else. Menzi. So you'll go tomorrow? They seem to be in a deep conversation. Ketho. Yes, Kethello's body can be taken to his family. I doubt they'll allow me to be at his funeral. I don't want to go either. Ntombi. Won't they want you to bury Nosipho there too? Ketho. That won't happen. My family will bury my child. Kwanel. If that's what you want. We'll be there to support you at all times. Ketho. Thank you, Mr. Zondi. Kwanel. Call me Kwanel. He said as he stood up. Kwanel. I'm hungry now. I have to get back to my job. I seem to have forgotten about it lately. Me. Let me start cooking. Should I make you a sandwich while you wait? Kwanel. No, I'll wait for you to finish. In the meantime, I'll just have beer. Me. On an empty stomach. Kwanel. Yes, me. Not happening. That's not good for you and you know that. I'll make you a sandwich. Sit down. I instructed him and he laughed. I don't get why he was laughing at me, but I just proceeded with what I was doing. While I was feeding him his sandwich, Simy came in. Simy. Hello. Anybody home and alive? Menzi. We're alive, but I wish you were dead. Simy. Shut up, dork. Hey Nossi. Kwanel, you dork. I've been calling you. Hey Funeka and friends, my name is Simy. She said. This girl doesn't have a full stop. She's always just looking fly and on point. Very beautiful lady. Kwanel. Are you in trouble? Simy. No, why do you think so? Kwanel. You only call when you're in trouble or you need a hookup. Menzi cleared his throat and laughed. Simy. Oh no, I didn't come for none of that. I was just bored and just came by to hang out. She was already munching on some chips and chatting up a storm with Ketho. She's an interesting character and she didn't even seem to be paying any attention to Kwanel. I don't understand the relationship between these two. And I do not want to get involved. I dished up when I was done and we sat by the lounge and they ate. No one wanted the fancy dining area set up. I was feeding him and somehow it felt like he was uncomfortable. Me. Are you okay? Kwanel. Yes, I'm fine. I'm just tired. Me. You're sweating. Kwanel. Are you sure you're okay? Kwanel. Yes, Menzi, don't worry. It happens from time to time. He'll get some rest and he'll be fine. I nodded and I was worried about him. After he finished eating, he walked to his room and I followed him. I've never took time to appreciate and have a good look at his room. It is all white. I'm not amazed. This man is super clean and he likes refreshing colors. I've figured white and green are his favorite colors. He is the arty type. His portraits all have a certain texture. He uses his hands to appreciate fine art. I watched him as he set up his bed and walked in and out of the bathroom. How is it possible that a blind man can do so much by himself? Till this day I still think that he is not blind. Kwanel. Staring at someone is very rude. Nosipho. He said as he disrupted my deep thoughts. He sat on his bed and laid down looking up. I took a wet towel and took off his glasses. I've done this once and I made a mental note to always remember to clean his eyes. I'm going beyond my job description, but hey, I don't mind. He just remained silent, like he was in deep thoughts, and I let him be. Kwanel. I wish I could see you. I need to know the face behind this clumsy and interesting character. I just kept quiet and I didn't know how to respond to him. I don't know, I just feel awkward around him, especially after the kiss. The kiss, I need to know what it meant. Me. Kwanel. Nosipho. Me, why did you kiss me? Kwanel. Clears throat. I wanted to comfort you. You had been through a lot. Me. Oh. So it meant nothing. Kwanel. It was a mistake. Nosipho. Don't let it get to your head. I don't regret it, but I don't want to complicate things between us. We have a good employer and employee relationship. Let's not ruin it. Ouch. I nodded. I didn't care whether he can't see me. I was hurt, but I chose to keep quiet and leave. Me. I'm leaving. I'll be going back to my apartment. Quan'll take the week off and help Keth settle and prepare for the funeral. She shouldn't worry about the payments. I'll take care of it. Me. Thank you, sir. I'll let her know. Need anything else? Quan'll. No. Close the door behind you. We're back there, back where he is just a mean man. I don't know why I expected the kiss to mean something to him. Quan'll. Oh, and Nosipho. Tell Simy to come here. I need to blow off some steam. Me. Yes, sir. That hurt. Deep, but hey, why am I getting hurt by this? I went downstairs and they were watching TV. Me. Simy, your man is calling you. Simy. Whoa, Cece, I'm very single. Mina. Quan'll must leave me alone. I came to chill, not to fuck. Plus, I wouldn't betray you like that. I know my lane. Me. Betray me? What do you mean? Simy, I know you have the hots for him. I know a good girl when I see one. I'm a bad bitch and all, but I still have a heart. I won't touch your man again. Plus we friends now. I'm being loyal. This girl, who said I wanted to be friends with her? Menzie just laughed and left us ladies alone. What is she on about? I don't have any feelings whatsoever for Quan'll. I just care about him since he's my boss, and that's it. That's it. Me. Let's go, guys. Keth, you'll be crashing with us. Funeka, I'll see you around. Simy, you're leaving already. Funeka, I'm coming with you guys too. Simy, me too. And Tombi, I guess we're taking the party to our place. Simy, wait here. I'm going to steal something. Menzie, you do know that I'm here. Simy, I know, dork. She ran downstairs while we took our bags. She came with 3 bottles of wine and she was giggling as Menzie looked at her with a bad eye. Simy, let's go. I'm driving in. Tombi, oh hell no. I don't trust you. Simy, come on. Matter of fact, we're going to my house. She led us to Funeka's car and indeed she drove. Keth, we've been on the road for 30 minutes, where are we going? Simy, we're almost there. I live a bit far from here. We finally arrived and I couldn't believe what I was seeing in Tombi. Is this your house? Simy, welcome to my jungle. Me, you call this a jungle? I call this a palace. Simy, come in and stop daydreaming. Close your mouth, Keth. She walked in like it was just a normal place. Well, it is a normal place to her. Me, you're rich. Simy, is that a question or a statement? Funeka, and here I was thinking you're smashing with my brother for money. Simy, money? No, I was just having fun. I misjudged her. I misjudged her a lot. We sat down and I felt out of place. It was a gigantic house. We'd fit so many people in here. Me, you stay alone. Simy, yes. Keth, don't you feel scared? Simy, no, my parents went overboard when they bought me this house. I was scared at first, but I got used to it. Funeka, you're damn rich. Simy, it's my parents' money, not mine. In Tombi, where are they? Simy, England. Me, and why are you here? Simy, I just never wanted to leave where I was born, you know. I just wanted to be home. We sat down as she prepared snacks for us and we watched movies. We all got to know a whole lot more about each other, and Keth was loosening up and she hasn't cried at all. We planned her daughter's funeral and she was okay. It was emotional, but she hasn't cried. She's dealing with it in such a way and she has a great support system. Instead of sleeping, we stayed up all night just talking, eating and drinking. It was fun to be around these girls and it was safe to call them my friends. A crazy bunch, I tell you. Keth, Let's sleep me. It's 6 a.m. in Tombi. We'll wake up at 8 a.m., then go to Keth's home. We all agreed on waking up at 8. It's something I didn't trust at all because when I sleep, I really sleep. I'm what they call a deep sleeper. You can come in and steal everything when I'm sleeping, I won't hear a thing. Simy gave us pajamas and they seemed new. I won't even ask, this kid is rich. Insert 8. I thought we wouldn't wake up at 8 a.m. but Miss Simy had her own plans. She woke us up at exactly 8 a.m., banging a steel pot and spoon over our heads. We were forced out of bed. I strolled downstairs feeling tired and still sleepy. Even a shower didn't help me at all. Funeka. Breakfast is ready, hurry up. Keth was just silent and we let her. Today is a big day for her. Simy. Wear these, sweetheart. We'll pass by your apartment so you and Ntombi can change, then Funeka and we proceed with the rest of the day. Honestly, we didn't even know what is happening today. Keth went to change and she looked cute, the clothes looked new. I wasn't shocked, my mind has took it all in. Simy is filthy rich. Me. What's your surname? Simy. Simy. Simy Fotholo. Me. First time I hear of that surname. Simy. It's my mom's, my actual surname is Torres. Me. You're mixed race. Simy. Yes. I nodded and we were off to my apartment. I work a black long dress and we had head wraps on. We went to Funeka's and she also changed and packed a bag. I received a call from Kamil. I was shocked. This is the first time he calls. Menzi always calls me. I mean, like, Menzi did dial my number on Kamil's phone, so maybe he made the call, but technically Kamil is making the call. Okay, whatever. What I'm saying makes no sense, but it makes sense. Me. Nosipho Zondi speaking. Hello Kamil. That's so formal. Me. You're my boss. Kamil. Nosipho. Me. Yes sir. He sighs and clears his throat. Kamil. You and the girls should come to my house. Nosipho's body has arrived. We have to leave. Me. Okay, we'll be there now. I guess they're leading everything. I told the girls and we went to Kamil's place. He was so sexy standing by the door waiting for us. I was blown away. I was charmed and I couldn't take my eyes off him. Simy popped my butt and laughed. Simy, you're so taken. Me, no, I'm not. Simy, you're literally drooling. Geez, I wonder what's in your mind. Me, leave me alone. Simy, she giggles and they go inside. Keth is still just silent and Ntombi is holding her hand. There was a little coffin. It was too small. She didn't deserve to die in such a painful way. The coffin looked beautiful and expensive. It had white and green flowers around it. Keth, open it. Menzi, I don't think that's a good idea. Keth, I wanna see her. Menzi, no, you won't be able to cope. Seeing her like this shouldn't be the last image you have of her in her mind. We watched as these two argued. Menzi had a valid point, but Keth was having none of it. Menzi, please, listen to me. Keth, Menzi Peterson Zondi. She screamed. Menzi's second name is Peterson. How did she even know that? I didn't even know that. Menzi held her hand and opened the coffin. Me, no, I couldn't. Why wasn't she covered up? Who on earth does this to an infant? I was crying, I couldn't hold it in. Keth was screaming with Menzi holding her, trying to calm her down. Ntombi was sitting on the couch, crying silently. Funeka holding Simy, who was breaking down. I felt his hand on my shoulder. My knees were failing me. His touch was weakening my entire body. Is it normal to feel this way with him just touching me? Kamil, don't cry, you need to be strong for your friend, he said as he squeezed my hand and gave me a bottle of water. There was a knock on the door and I rushed to answer. I needed to be away from him. And damn, Did I subject myself to opening the door for such a handsome man? Where do such men come from? Me. It came out as a squeaky whisper. I cleared my throat and laughed him. Hi, I'm Views Musi. Quanel and Menzies' friend. They called me to come over me. Sure come in. He went in and I walked behind him. Vusi. Quanel. Vusi. They both nodded and that was it. Is that some signature greeting? Menzie. We should get going. We have a long journey ahead of us. Me. Who will stay behind and guard the house? Quanel. Quenzo will come over with his friend. Me. Okay. We went out and the travel arrangements were made. I was stuck in a car with Quanel. Great. I tried to challenge it and ride with Simy or Funeka, but no. I didn't win. These girls were just against me. We had a driver which I didn't see a need for. I was going to drive but he was having none of that. We sat at the back and I faced the window. Quanel. Relax, I don't bite. He pressed something and we were completely covered. There was something separating the front seat and the back seat. Like in a limo kinda thing. Had I paid attention in English class maybe I'd know what its name is. Quanel. Are you okay now? Me. Yes Quanel. So you didn't call Simy for me last night? Me. I did and she rejected you. I saw it as unnecessary to walk up those stairs just to tell you she said no. Quanel. She's never turned me down. She loves my dick. The arrogancy in that statement. Me. We all fall out of love sometimes. Quanel. You know she broke up with me last night. Me. Oh, is it? You were dating. Quanel. Ah no, as in she stopped our smash relationship. Me. You even have a name for that stupidity. People who break up are people in a relationship. Quanel. Not what you guys were doing. Quanel. It was a relationship, but just not the boring romantic one. Me. Whatever you say. Quanel. Define relationship for me. Silence. 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 What is the definition of relationship? My hands were literally sweating. I don't even know how to define relationship. Where's the dictionary? Me. I can't define it. He turned and faced me. He was doing that thing of looking at me yet he can't see me. Probably he's thinking how dumb can this girl be? Quanel. A relationship is a connection between or among persons. It is the tie or degree of kinship or intimacy or an affair. So that justifies my point. Simy and I were in a special kind of relationship. Me, right. I just didn't want to speak about relationships anymore. I couldn't define relationship. I'm so embarrassed. I wish I could just jump out of this window. Quanel. So back to what is important. She said she's stopping our thing because she respects you. Me. She did. Quanel. Yes, and now that means you Miss Nosipho Billows are responsible for this whatsoever breakup. Me. No, I'm not. Quanel. Yes, you are. So I'm in need of Simy's replacement. Since you were responsible, maybe you should replace her. What? Is this man listening to himself? Me. Excuse me. Quanel. You're excused. Me. Quanel. I don't know what the fuck you think of me. I will not do that. Do you understand? Simy and I are different people. She is okay with what she does and I will not judge her because it is her choice. As for me, I do not do that and I will not start now. Please, do not upset me. Quanel. You can't even shout. He just laughed and held my hand. Gosh, why is he doing this to me? Quanel. Relax yourself. It was a joke. Me. Well then, mister, you have bad jokes. Quanel. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it's not even such a bad idea. Me. Shut up. Quanel. If I shut up, this whole ride will be boring. And you'll definitely miss my sexy voice. Me. You're so arrogant and stupid. Quanel. Out. When you look at Quanel, you don't even think he could be this stupid and utter the nonsense that comes out of his small lips. It's true when they say don't judge a book by its cover. I just kept quiet and closed my eyes. Just as I was falling asleep, he touched me. Stop it, Kamil. I knew this would wake you up. Me. How did you know I was asleep? Kamil, your silence and the change in your breathing pattern has changed me. Oh Kamil, you should stop asking me how I know things. Me, I just get curious. Like you can see at times, Kamil, I'm a blind man, Nosipho. You have to accept me as I am sooner or later. Me. I have accepted you, Kamil. No, you haven't. You still ask me how I'm able to tell things. It's like you have that hope of me waking up and being able to see again. Or that I'll tell you I've been pretending all this while. I can see. Nosipho, I cannot see. I am blind. I will never ever be able to see again. Get that into your mind and accept me. Menzi tells me how you still look at me with tears in your eyes at times. Stop. Stop doing that, Nosipho. Me. I will stop and I will accept you. It is just hard, okay? It's hard, Kamil. Why? Me. Because I care about people, and I've never been around a blind person or any disabled person, so I don't know how to act. Kamil, I'm not disabled, I am just blind. Me. What happened, Kamil? Kamil, that's a story for another day. You're still going to be in my life for a long time. In fact, you're going to be in my life forever. Me. Forever is a long time, Kamil. Kamil, I know, you're a good cook, so there's no way I'm letting you go. Me. I'll get married one day and go have my kids. I won't be working for you then, Kamil. You want to get married and have kids? Me. Yes, Kamil. Me. Where are we going? Kamil. Kwisichi, I think it is in Mount Frere. Me. I want to sleep, Kamil, and you're going to just let me stay up alone. Me. You have a wild imagination, it will keep you company. He laughed and I slept. My head was a bit uncomfortable and I kept on twisting and turning it. Kamil, lay your head on my chest or my shoulder. You choose. Me. I'm fine. Kamil, you just laying your head on me, Nosipho. We're not doing anything inappropriate. I nodded and laid my head on his shoulder. He smelled so good. I fell into a deep slumber and I was so comfortable. After a few hours, I felt the car stop and I opened my eyes. Kamil, I was about to wake you up. They're stopping for refreshments. Wanna go with them? Me. Yes, aren't you coming? Kamil, no, I'll stay in the car. I don't like places I'm not familiar with. Me. Where are we? Kamil, Cox Dad. Me. Okay, I'll get you something to eat, Kamil. Thank you. I walked out and joined the others. I wasn't the only one who was fast asleep and there was so much tension here. I grabbed Ntombi aside. Me. What did I miss? Ntombi. Ketho and Menzi argue like cat and mouse. I'm riding with Simy and Funeka now. I can't take it. I laughed and Menzi did seem like he was irritated. We ladies started at the bathrooms and did our business, then joined Menzi while he was getting some snacks. Me. I need amahewu, the pineapple flavor. Menzi, so unlike you, Miss Chef. I laughed at him and helped him out. We paid and went to the side with restaurants. Menzi, what do you wanna get, ladies? Ketho. A Steers burger please. Funeka, make that too. Simy. I'll have pizza. And Ntombi, I want Steers sandwiches. Menzi, and you? Me. Nothing. I don't eat when I travel long distances, I'll vomit. What does Kamil like? Menzi. We'll get him the sandwiches. We then witnessed another argument between Ketho and Menzi. Ketho didn't know what type of burger she wants and they argued about that. Menzi ended up choosing for her and she didn't like it. Menzi, you haven't even tasted. Ketho called Ketho. Yes, but I don't like it. Menzi sighs and changes the order. I just laughed at them and there was peace. We got everything and I went back to the car. Me. Do you want to eat now? Quanel. No, you eat first. Me. I don't eat when I travel long distances. I vomit. He laughed at me and stopped the car. The others stopped too when they saw him stepping out of the car. Me. Why are we stopping? Quanel. Get out of the car. The others came over to us and we were all wondering why we're stopping. Quanel. Lick the car's tire and you'll be fine. You'll never vomit again. Me. I'm not doing that. It's even dirty. Vusi poured water on it and cleaned a spot for me to lick. Quanel. Hurry, we don't have much time. Wow, I cannot believe I'm doing this. I was literally crying as I licked and I drank water afterwards. Quanel. Why are you crying? It's not like you're going to die. It will help. They were laughing at me and I went back into the car. Me. Let's go please. Quanel. You're angry now. Me. No, I'm not angry. He nodded and the driver drove off. Me. Okay, let's get you fed and I'll eat later. I'm still traumatized. He laughed at me and I fed him. I'm getting used to doing this without feeling sorry for him. I guess he was right. I did have a little hope that he would see one day. Accepting him as he is what I have to do both mentally and emotionally. Insert 9. We arrived at Kwisichi later in the evening. I woke up in Quanel's arms. I don't know how it happened, but I was sleeping on him in the car like a small baby and he didn't even seem to mind. He just acted normal while I was embarrassed. But not as embarrassed as I was when I couldn't define relationship. That I will never forget. We were in the kitchen cooking. Keth said we're going to the villages, but her home wasn't a Bundu house. Her family was so welcoming and they were all saddened about the granddaughter's death. Funeka. I'm tired. She sat down and watched us as we cooked. We were with 2 of Keth's cousins. Apparently there are no boys in this household. They only have girls. The boys who are helping out here are from the village. Ketokul is the only child on her mother's side and her father has 2 other daughters outside of marriage who will arrive here tomorrow. Simy. Inchutu, pass me the bag of potatoes please. Inchutu is one of the cousins and the other one is Getty. I don't know where Menzi, Quanel and Vusi were. I received a call and it was from my dad. Oh wow, they remembered me. Me. Dad, how are you doing little one? Me. I'm broke, hungry and an orphan. He laughed at me and I ended up laughing too. My parents were punishing me too much. Dad. I hope you're learning a lesson and standing on your own 2 feet. Me. Yes Dad, you've given me the speech already. Dad, do you even have a job? Me. Yes actually I do, a well-paying job and I'm still staying in my apartment. I pay rent, I buy my own food and petrol. Dear father. Dad, good girl, that's what I want to hear. And my cards are resting. You would be finishing my hard-earned money. Your mother and I spoiled you too much. Me. Speaking of my mom, where is she and where on earth are you guys? Dad. Brazil. She went out to do her hair. Me. And I'm in South Africa, the Eastern Cape, with a doke on my head while my parents are in Brazil. Perfect. Dad, what are you doing there? Are you getting married? Me. Really now Dad? Why would I get married without you guys? Dad, I don't know. Anyways stay safe, I love you. Me. Bye Dad, I love you too. I believe I have the weirdest relationship with my parents. They had me when they were 17, they didn't really get the time to be going out and enjoying their lives. They focused on me and now that I'm old enough, they've been living their best life and I don't blame them. They're just 40 and they do say life begins at 40. We served the elders and everyone at the yard. I still didn't see where they were. I called Menzi and Vusi answered the phone. Me, where are guys? I've been looking for you. Vusi, when you step outside, there's a hut at the far end of the houses. We're there. Me. Okay, I'm coming. You guys need to eat. Vusi. Bring lots of food, we're hungry. I dished up for them and Ketho followed me with their plates. We dished up 3 plates extra. Vusi opened and we got in. They were chilling having beers and traditional beer. The driver was also here with them. They've turned this into their own man cave. Me. You guys are drinking on empty stomachs. Quanel, sweet Nosi, with a beautiful voice, has arrived. Me. Okay, someone is drunk already. He laughed and I sat next to him. They kept on singing silly songs and Vusi was laughing the loudest. They are really a bunch of dorks. Ketho. You guys are going to sleep here. I'll bring more blankets. Menzi. No, it's okay, the blankets are enough, thank you. Ketho. Will you bath before you sleep? I'll get you some warm water. Quanel. Please do, I need a bath. Ketho. Can you use a basin? Quanel. I've never used one before but I'll manage. Menzi. We'll help him out. Ketho. Don't piss me off. How will you do it when you can barely even stand? They just laughed and we left them there. Me. Tell me when the water is warm. I'll go help him out. Ketho. Okay, I'll do so. I went back to the kitchen and they had started washing the dishes. I sat down next to Funeka. I figured that she's very lazy and can hardly do things herself. I ate and we cleaned up the kitchen in Tutu. We'll sleep at the house near the gate. I'm going to fetch my things at home. Should I bring something to drink? Simy. Alcohol. And Tutu laughed and she nodded. Ketho called me when the water was warm and I poured it into a bucket and took a basin. He was alone in the room when I got there. The other morons didn't want to bath. He was sitting on the bed and I poured the water in the basin. I was nervous about what I was doing. I took off his clothes and he was left in his boxers and a vest. He kept on shifting and he was very uncomfortable. Me. Quanel. We're not going to finish this if you keep on acting this way. Quanel. Fine. I held him and put the basin on a stool so it could be higher and he wouldn't have to kneel. Me. We do need to take off the vest. Quanel. Quanel. No. Me. You're going to bath with a vest on? Quanel. Yes. I took his toiletries and gave him. He bathed his upper body with the vest on. It was funny. He's just being stubborn. Me. I'll go call your sister to help you out, okay? You'll be more comfortable with that. Quanel. Sure. I went to call Funeka and she rushed to attend his brother. The boys were putting in another bed in this room we'd used and they left. I took a bath and changed into pajamas and wrapped a small blanket around my waist to hide the pants. This family doesn't allow women to wear pants. Kethio's mom came in. Ma, thank you my children for helping out today. I appreciate it and have yourself a good night in Tombi. Thank you Mama, who cooked the delicious stew. The uncles couldn't stop complimenting it. Ketho. It was Nosi Mama, she's a chef. Ma, here you can cook my child. Me. Thank you Mama. She went out and Funeka came in. Me. You look exhausted. Funeka. My handsome brother decided to drop the basin and the water was all over the place. I had to mop that room. Getty, you're so lazy, you're complaining just because you had to mop. Funeka. When last did I mop the floor? It's been years. We laughed at her and she threw herself on the bed. And Tutu came in with 3 Castle Light 6-packs and wine. In Tutu. I didn't know what you guys drink, so I settled for these. Simy. I drink anything with alcohol in it. Funeka. Before I forget, Quanel is calling you. I went to their room and knocked. I don't want to barge in on some things I wouldn't be able to handle. He opened the door and came out. Quanel. Let's go sit behind the house. I need some fresh air. We went to sit behind the house. There were some chairs here. Maybe they sat here earlier on because he led the way. I guess he quickly familiarizes himself with certain places. We sat in silence and I was beginning to wonder why did he call me to come sit with him here. Quanel. I enjoy being around you. Me, you do. Quanel. Yes, I wish I could be around you all the time. I don't even know why I called you here, but I just wanted to annoy you before you sleep. Me, you're crazy. Quanel. How do you know when you're in love with someone? Me. I don't know, I guess you're constantly thinking about that person. When you're around them you feel complete. Like you don't need anything or anyone else but just him. When he touches you, you feel your whole body shivering like there's that spark that's so electrifying. You have that weird feeling in your stomach and it's mind-blowing too. Quanel. They call it butterflies. Me, yes, butterflies. I believe being in love with someone is the most magical feeling ever. Quanel. It seems like you're talking about someone. Are you in love with someone? Me. Yes. Quanel. Does that person know? Me. No. He doesn't know. He can't see that I'm in love with him. He can't see the spark in my eyes when I'm with him. Quanel. Why don't you tell him? Me. I don't want to get hurt. Plus, he's far from here. I don't want to have false hope. He's probably in love with someone else. Quanel. Oh, silence. 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 Quanel. You've been in love before him. Me. I thought I was. Quanel. Elaborate. Me. Couldn't you just say explain? You're overeducated. Quanel. Sad face, laughs. You're avoiding my question. Me. I thought I was in love before, but now, what I feel now is way different to what I felt then. Quanel. I understand. Me. Are you in love with someone? Quanel. I think I am. Me. Why don't you tell her? Quanel. She's in love with someone else. Plus, she doesn't deserve me. I'm not good at this love thing. Me. I understand he's in love with someone else. Imagine if I had told him I'm in love with him while he's in love with someone else. That would have been so embarrassing. We stayed out for a while just talking and I got to know more about Quanel. I got to know more about who Quanel Zondi is, but in all that, it was like he was just giving me bits and pieces of who he is and not everything. He told me about how his parents were so protective of him. At times, he couldn't even go play outside. He had fun when it was school holidays and Menzi was around, then he would go wherever they want to because the parents trusted Menzi to look after him. Quanel. I don't know how I'll ever repay or thank Menzi. That man has been more than a brother to me. He has been with me for as long as I can remember. It seems as if Menzi doesn't have a life without Quanel and Quanel doesn't have a life without Menzi either. It shows how much of a good heart Menzi has, to give away his life to taking care and always being with your brother at all times. Maybe he is held back in his life because he is with Quanel. It shows how much of a selfless man he is. He's lived his life while helping Quanel live his too. Me. He is a good man. Quanel. No words can describe what a great man he is. I sometimes feel like I'm holding him back. He's always been the type that wanted to get married, have kids and retire at 45 so he can be with his family. He's 35 now, he's going to be 45 in 10 years, but he still isn't married nor have any kids. I mean, he should be doing that now, but he's busy taking care of me. He's putting his life aside for me. Whenever I talk to him about it, he just brushes it off and says he's never going to leave me. Vusi likes saying we're married. I laughed at him and his phone rang. Quanel. It's in my left pocket, answer it for me please. I took out the phone and answered it. It was Quenzo. Quanel. Speak Quenzo, where are the cereals in this house? I've been looking for it. Quanel. You're calling me for that nonsense? Quenzo. Yes, and to tell you that I need some money. Quanel. How much? Quenzo. Maybe 5k. Quanel. Go to my office downstairs, you'll get it in the left drawer next to the bookshelf. Quenzo. Thanks bro. He ended the call and we were silent for a while. Me. How many siblings do you have? Quanel. 4. Menzi is the eldest, then myself, Funeka, Thando then Quenzo. Thando is in the US. Me. Oh wow, I thought you were older Quanel. Menzi is 10 days older than me. He throws that at my face every chance he gets. And you? Me. I'm the one and only child. The first and last. Quanel. Thought as much. You're 25, had no proper job. Menzi told me you're always wearing expensive clothing, you're clumsy. The only thing you can do properly is cook, so yeah, you showed many signs of being a spoiled kid just like that sister of mine, Funeka. Me. I'm better than Funeka. Quanel. Thando is worse, she thinks the world revolves around her. I laughed at him as he told me about Thando's dramatic episodes and how they are always fighting. We spent hours just chilling outside and talking. It was around 2 a.m. when I went back to the girls and they were still awake. Besides Intombi, I wasn't shocked. She loves her sleep more than she loves anything. She wouldn't stay up to save her life. Ketho. And me. And what? Funeka. You've been gone for hours. Me. Yes. We were outside talking in tutu, just talking. Me. Yes. Getty kept on giving me some nasty looks and I sensed a bad vibe from her, but I decided not to pay any attention to it. Next morning. It was a very hot morning. I wondered how it would be for the rest of the day. I was wearing a long yellow skirt and a white long-sleeve t-shirt. I'm dark naturally. I don't want to be sunburnt and be worse than I already am. I was sweeping the lawn outside. Well, I was avoiding having to make tea for the elders, so I decided to sweep the lawn. I had a straw hat on and Nchutu came and gave me isbavu, which I say is red soil. She said it will help with the sunburn. Menzi. I can already picture you in the yards of Zondi being the perfect makoti there. Me. Oh really now? Menzi. Yes. You look cute. Me. Thank you very much Menzi. Awu mam wengan Zondi, Siabonga Gargish, mother of the Zondi children. Thank you Gargish. Me. You're crazy, I'm not going to marry you. Menzi. I'm not talking about me. Why on earth would I marry you? Me. What? What is wrong with me? Menzi. Nothing, but I just wouldn't marry you. I have my eyes on someone else. Plus I'm talking about you marrying a special somebody, he said that as he danced. Honestly, it was too hot for Menzi's nonsense. I hit him with the broom and he laughed while running away from me. I'm exhausted. I just stood by the little shade I found and watched as Getty swayed her ass at Quanel while serving him. Vusi kept on laughing. Doesn't she know that he is blind and doesn't see all the nonsense she is doing? She sits on Quanel's lap and he keeps on shifting uncomfortably, and she takes the bread and tries feeding him. What on earth is she doing? I made my way to them while just laughing. Me. Thank you Getty, I'll take it from here. She looked at me and left hurriedly while mumbling something. Vusi. Thank you for rescuing him Quanel, she's heavy wow. I just laughed with them and fed Quanel. Me. She was swaying her ass at you Quanel. You were watching as I was suffering. Me. I needed that little entertainment Quanel, till you got jealous of all the attention she was giving me and came to get rid of her. Me. I wasn't jealous. I was just helping you Quanel. You were cock-blocking me. He's stupid. Quanel. Why are you breathing heavily now? Don't be upset, it's a joke. Me. I'm not upset, I have no reason to. My phone rang and it was Ntombi, but I wanted to make this idiot jealous. I giggled. Me. Sorry, I have to take this. I've been waiting for Thami to call me Quanel. Thami. Me. Yes. The guy the first told you about last night. I quickly left them and rushed to the room we were using and found Ntombi there. Ntombi. I've been looking for you. Let's go me. Okay and Tomby, what's going on with you? Me. Nothing, I hope it worked. I mean, he is in love with someone else, so why would I think he would be jealous about what I do? Stop making a fool out of yourself, Nosipho. Kamil is in love with someone else. Get that into your mind. Insert 10. The past few days have been hectic. We have been busy with the funeral and a traditional ceremony for Keth. The funeral was a success, yet it was so sad. It was heartbreaking and Keth couldn't hold it in. I've never seen someone cry so much, and it is very much understandable. I don't know how I'd be if I was in her situation. It is heartbreaking, yet she is still able to laugh with us after everything she has been through. The traditional ceremony was apparently for cleansing her. She did kill someone and they believed his spirit might haunt her, so a traditional ceremony was to cleanse her from all those bad spirits. We went back home yesterday and arrived late at night. We crashed at Kamil's house and I went to sleep when we arrived. I woke up and it looked like I was the only one awake. I took a shower and went to the kitchen to make some breakfast. I put some music on. A bit of Georgia Smith will brighten up my day. I was singing as I was making breakfast. Kamil came downstairs while humming Blue Lights, which was playing on my phone. Me, I didn't know you listened to Georgia. Kamil, I listen to a lot of different artists, different genres. Let's just say, if a song is good, I listen to it. Me, I get you. He sat down as I finished up. I dished up for him and fed him. He's always just so silent when I feed him. Okay, he won't really talk while eating, but still he just becomes so silent. I finished up and gave him something to drink while I dished up for myself. My phone rang and I didn't answer it. Kamil, is it for me? Me. For me. Who is the me? Kamil, you do need to remember your lie if you're going to lie to someone. Fuck, I'm screwed. Who did I say the me was again? Kamil, let me remind you. The me is the guy you're in love with and he called you a few days back. Me. Oh, him. I can't believe I forgot my fake crush's name. Who does that? You really need to have a better memory if you're going to create such stories. I giggled and went to sit next to him. Me. Well, the me was just a lie to make you jealous, since you said I'm jealous because of Getty's stunt. Kamil, it worked. Me. You were jealous. Kamil, a bit. Me. Really now? Kamil, yes. The sliding doors opened and all the windows. This automatically happens every day at 8 AM. It is such a beautiful view when you're sitting at the kitchen. You get to see this entire floor. This house is just refreshing. Me. What made you go for a white look? This house is amazing. Kamil, I guess you and Menzi have something in common. I don't know how this house looks, however it is, he is responsible. I only added the portraits that I make. Me. So these paintings in this house were painted by you? Kamil, yes. Me, I'm impressed. Kamil, can you paint? Me. No. Kamil, let's go paint while these monkeys are still asleep. He walked away and I followed him. We went to the far end of the house and we got into a dark room. He switched on the light and I've just never seen such beauty in one place. Me, all these are made by you? Kamil, some were made by my father, he taught me. Me, is your father blind too? Kamil, no. When I got blind, my father was angry and mostly clueless about living with a blind child. So he went for training, to learn how to live with blindness and to learn things he can teach me. When he came back, he passed on all of that knowledge to me. He can do a lot with his eyes closed. My father is my hero, he made me who I am today. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know how to do all these things. I'd probably just be laying in bed all day with my mom taking care of me. My father always said, Your blindness is no excuse. I will not raise a weak man, a dysfunctional man, a disabled man. My boy, your blindness doesn't make you disabled. Stand up and walk. I laughed as he imitated his father's voice. He was so proud as he told this story. Indeed, his father is a great man, Kamil. As much as my father was able to help me deal with this situation and make me learn how to do things myself. The emotional part of it, he couldn't help me with that. Even I can't help myself. What I feel deep inside every day, it's not something I wish on anyone. All this while he was setting up the papers and paints we were going to use. I watched him attentively. The paint containers were written inside, you can feel the letters. That's how he knew what color he was touching and where to put it. It is an amazing thing to watch. Kamil, take off your clothes. Me, what? Kamil, just do as I say. Lydia, me, how do you know that name? Kamil, I did some research on you. Me, you weren't supposed to do that. Kamil, I had to know who I'm surrounding myself with. Me, I understand. Lydia is my first name, which I hate. So when I went to do my ID, I took Nosipho as my first name and didn't even include it in my ID. He nodded and he stood there. Kamil, take off your clothes, you need to wear this overall. He took off his clothes and wore the blue overall. I quickly took off my clothes and wore the blue overall too. Kamil, I don't get why you get uncomfortable, it's not like I can see your naked body. Though I wish I could. I giggled, and this overall didn't have buttons or a zip at the top. My bra was exposed and my little cleavage. Me, why is it opened at the top? Kamil, it does get hot in here, so you need a bit of fresh air. I sat down and he kneeled behind me. He gave me a paintbrush and I put the paint containers next to me. Kamil, close your eyes. Me, how am I supposed to paint with my eyes closed? Kamil, the same way that I do. I closed my eyes and he held my hand. His hand was moving up and down in the same pattern as mine. His face was getting too close to my neck. These feelings that were all over me were just too much to handle. Kamil, you need to count 3 finger spaces, then go down. He whispered in my ears. His lips were touching my ear and I was breathing heavily. Kamil, you need to relax, give me your other hand. It was hard finding his hand with my eyes closed. There are times where I wanted to open my eyes and see what I'm doing, but I kept them closed. I guess I was also eager to be in his shoes for just a little moment. He put my hand in paint and moved it to the paintboard. Kamil, move your hand, up and down. I did as he said. Kamil, slowly, don't rush it. He was too close to my neck again. I was breathing heavily and my pits were sweating. I felt his lips on my neck. He kissed it slowly. Me, what are you doing? Kamil, making you relax. He said that and continued kissing my neck. I was getting wet and he was kissing me ever so passionately. I let out a moan. Ah, what is this man doing to me? Is this all part of painting? Is this the heat he was talking about? Cause damn, it is hot in here. His hands traveled up my arms. He touched my shoulders. Mind you, his hands were filled with paint. Me, may I open my eyes? Kamil, no, don't. This is frustrating. I want to see him. I want to touch him too. Kamil, paint Nosipho. I continued painting with him, just planting soft kisses all over my neck. I felt his boner, it was touching my back and I giggled a bit. Kamil, you're laughing at my situation. Me, you did it to yourself. I felt a cold substance flowing from my neck down to my boobs. Okay, that's it, I'm opening my eyes. Me, Kamil, he poured paint on me. Kamil, why did you open your eyes? Me, you poured paint on me, man. Kamil, it's called body art. Close your eyes again. Me, No, he stood up and sat in front of me. Quanel, close your eyes. I closed my eyes and felt his hands on my boobs. He smeared the paint all over them, slowly touching them, and he unclipped my bra. Me, Quanel. Quanel, relax Nosipho. I breathed out loud, and that seemed to just trigger him more. He squeezed my boobs and rubbed them together. He came close and my lips were shivering. I was so wet, I'm sure my underwear is a mess right now. I peeked, just to see where the paint was, and I dipped my hands onto it and closed my eyes. I put my hands on his chest and remembered he had a vest on. I slowly took it off. I was doing it hesitantly because I thought he would stop me, but he didn't. I dipped my hands onto the paint again and smeared it on his body. I wanted to open my eyes, but I was enjoying what we were doing with my eyes closed. My hands traveled on his chest. He seems to have fine skin and chest hair. My hands traveled onto his torso and he laughed. Quanel, don't start what you can't finish. He cupped my face and kissed me. He kissed me like it was the first and last time. Like his life depended on this kiss. He kissed me like he was pouring his soul into mine. Or was I reading too much into it? Was I the one whose life depended on this kiss? Hoping that this isn't the first and last time he is kissing me. Was it me who was pouring my soul into his? Was it me who was putting my feelings out there and taking a little leap of faith? Yes, it is I who was hoping that this isn't just a kiss to him. It was I who was hoping that maybe, just maybe, this man feels a little something for me because I'm feeling a whole lot of something for him. He pulled away from this heated kiss and held my hand. Quanel, you can open your eyes now. I did as he said, and damn were we a mess. Me. And we now covered in paint. Quanel, I did say it gets hot in here. I was suddenly just so nervous around him, and he seemed so chilled, like nothing just happened. Why is this so normal to him? Quanel, let's get out of here before they wake up. We didn't even clean up and we went out. Well, our plan of them not seeing us didn't work at all. Menzi, were you painting paper or painting each other? Me. The paint fell. Simy, since when do you stutter? Ntombi, and the paint fell and smeared itself onto your bodies. Quanel, we were painting each other. Happy now. Funeka, ecstatic. Me. I'm going to shower. I left them there and went to shower. A lot was on my mind. Just thinking about what happened made my entire body shiver. That man's touch is electrifying. He makes me feel so many different feelings all at the same time. Each time I close my eyes, I see him. I think about him doing the wildest things to me, and I think about him making passionate love to me, him touching me, kissing me, humping on me non-stop. I think about him making my nana burn because of the never-ending love-making sessions. Him going on me slowly, fast, slowly, and my knees shivering. Him making me come, making me squirt and scream out his name. I moan, I groan, I scream, breath in, breath out. I just had a massive orgasm due to me masturbating. Just thinking about him makes me do the unthinkable. I'm in need of him. All of him. I let the water run all over my body and cleaned myself up once satisfied with my shower. I stepped out and lotioned my body. What should I wear? I wore khaki shorts with a nude tank top. Made my way downstairs and he was there too. Quanel, that was a long shower. Me, I needed to scrub the paint off. It took a while. Simy, you look beautiful, you're glowing. Me, thank you. Lucy, the sun is out and the weather is great, we should have a braai later. Keth, I have to go fetch my things and look for an apartment. Menzi, you can stay at my apartment, but I don't want you to stay alone. Ntombi, she would move in with us, but we just have 2 bedrooms. Menzi, why don't you move in together in my apartment? It has 4 bedrooms. Me. That's an idea. You're keen in Tombi and Ketho. Ketho. Yes. I don't want to stay alone. Vusi. That's settled then, we'll help you pack. In Tombi. Let's start at Kethio's place. Kwanal was just sitting there. He was facing my way and I could say he is staring at me. I can't stop thinking about this morning and I keep on looking at him. Simy. Let's get going, shall we? Kwanal. I'll stay behind. I need some rest. Menzi. Okay bro, you'll call when you need me. How will he call? I didn't want to ask but I was curious. Menzi gave him some black thing. It looked like a Wi-Fi router yet it wasn't. I guess that's what he'll use to call him. I made a mental note to ask what that was for. Menzi. Nossi, you'll drive this van. I'll follow with his one. Me. Okay, I drove off with Ketho as she directed me to her house. We were nervous about this trip to her house. The last time she was here was when that situation happened. Me. We're here. Ketho. Let's go in. She seemed so nervous, her face was red. I guess she was replaying the scene in her head. Me. I'll pack your clothes. She nodded while she packed her child's clothes and toys. Menzi. Don't cry. I listened as they spoke in the other room. Menzi was comforting her as she cried. Ketho. I want to burn her clothes. I don't want to keep them. Menzi. Are you sure? Ketho. Yes. Simy took them and we went outside and she burned them along with Ketho's clothes. She threw her ring in the fire as well. Ketho. Burn my clothes too. Funeka. What? Ketho. I just want to start over. Burn them too. We burnt them and she was okay. I don't know how I felt. I guess we deal with things differently. To her this was her first step of moving on. Ketho. Let's go. We left and headed to my place in Tombi and I have a lot of stuff in Tombi. What are we going to do with the furniture? Menzi. Sell it. The apartment is fully furnished so you won't need anything. Me. Okay, we packed everything in the van and left. Vusi and Menzi dropped it off at the new apartment while we went back to Kwanal's so we can take Simy's car and go shopping. Miss Ketho does need new clothes. Kwanal was sitting right where we left him. Me. You're okay? Kwanal. Yes. I was just thinking. You guys are back already? Me. We came to change cars. We're going shopping. Kwanal. Have fun. Take my card. Me. No thank you, I still have that money. He cut me off and told me he wasn't asking me, he was telling me. I took his card and left. Menzi and Vusi came back as we were leaving. At least he won't be alone now. Simy. Okay ladies. Let's go shopping. We're entering every store and go and be crazy. Funeka. Yes. I laughed at these crazy girls and drove off to Gateway. We were about to have a massive shopping spree and I couldn't be happier. Ketho was laughing and having fun. It was good to see her smile and happy. She's been through a lot and all she deserves is happiness. As for me, I was still puzzled and stuck on what happened this morning. I have to say, painting is now something I like doing and I hope we'll have more painting sessions. I laughed to myself and focused on the shopping. I need to forget about Kwanal, even if it's just for a minute.